One thing Caitlin Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now, makes it about others, makes it about team.
Well, this is expected of Caitlin Clark. She's supposed to be great. She's not the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is, because that's a surprise, which to me is wrong, because Angel Reese was the best player on the team that won a national championship in college. It's not like she came out of nowhere. And she's been a really consistent player. Caitlin Clark has a bullseye on her back every single game. You must stop her. I don't think you look at Chicago and go, boy, if we stop Angel Reese, we're going to win. And that's why this is a silly argument. Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year.
Angel Reese's stat-padding antics have reached a new low as she continues to pad her stats and blow out losses.
Chicago Sky are falling off the map in the second half of the season. Why? Well, they got a star, right? Everybody tells me Angel Reese is an absolute star. Look at all the double-doubles. Oh, my God. Well, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky have made it about Angel Reese, not about the Chicago Sky. Even last night, if you look at it, what they have? Barbie night. We're giving out towels, blah, 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 blah. And when you see Angel Reese, what does she do? She's walking in with look at me outfits. It's about me. When you see Caitlin Clark, what do you see? It's about we.
Last night's game against the Indiana Fever was a prime example of this unsavory practice. Despite the game being well out of reach, with the Fever leading by a significant margin, Reese remained on the court, determined to add to her already impressive double-double tally.
The WNBA in its entirety is really cooking right now, and it continues to grow, and there is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball.
As the game entered its final minutes, with the Fever starters on the bench, Reese took advantage of the situation to rack up points and rebounds against the Fever's reserves. She finished the game with a double-double of 10 points and 11 rebounds, but the circumstances surrounding this achievement have drawn widespread criticism from fans and analysts alike.
And one thing Caitlin Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now, makes it about others, makes it about team. Think about it. When's the last time you didn't see Caitlin Clark talking about a teammate? When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark talking about herself or any of the accomplishments that she has had? Let me give you the answer to that. Never. Never. You never hear that. Now, that's why their team has gotten good. She could have been an egomaniac. Everybody in the league knows that she is the league right now.
The most notable critique came from Dwyane Wade, who praised Reese's garbage time stat padding, much to the dismay of many fans who saw it as a blatant disregard for sportsmanship and fair play. Wade's comments have sparked a backlash, with many questioning the integrity of Reese's record-breaking double-double streak.
Angel Reese is actually paying the cost at this moment from attaching her brand to Caitlin Clark's brand.
Reese's actions have also overshadowed the impressive performance of Caitlin Clark, who led the Fever to victory with a dominant 31-point, 12-assist outing.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Now, I'm not going to put Asia Wilson in there. I'm just saying between these two. Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is.
While Clark's heroics should have been the main talking point, the focus has shifted to Reese's controversial stat padding tactics. As the WNBA season progresses, it remains to be seen whether Reese will continue to pad her stats and blow out losses, or if she will learn to accept defeat gracefully and focus on improving her team's performance.
Angel Reese is coming off. Hey, look, won the national championship 1 year, got to the Final Four the next. Really successful career, but like most that come in the WNBA, nobody cared. So Angel Reese is coming in, and she's swimming upstream two ways. One, her team's not very good. Two, she's second fiddle to the little white girl over here, Caitlin Clark. And that pisses her off. That pisses the whole thing off.
One thing is certain, her actions have sparked a much-needed conversation about the importance of sportsmanship and fair play in professional basketball.
You saw in the second half of the season, and the second half of this game, the team that was more together. The team that was more together was clearly the Indiana Fever, and the Indiana Fever routed the Chicago Sky.
The Chicago Sky isn't going to have Elena Deladone deliberately commit fouls just to get her to the free throw line, nor will they have Tina Charles do the same, and it's unlikely Teresa Weatherspoon will keep her in the game when the outcome is clearly decided just to pad her stats. Honestly, the Chicago Sky lacks credibility as an organization.
Man, if someone could just help her figure out how to perform offensively, man, she's going to be a real impact player in the WNBA. Instead, because she compares herself to Caitlin Clark, actually we're sitting there going like, man, this woman can barely shoot a layup.
Aaliyah Boston received a technical foul just before halftime. So as the third quarter kicks off, if you're the coach of the Sky and you want to win, who would you choose to take those free throws? Lindsay Allen? Rachel Bannum? Wrong. Teresa Weatherspoon opts for Angel Reese to shoot the technical free throws, highlighting the organization's lack of seriousness. A poor representation of them.
WNBA, I'm talking players, coaches, and refs. They're all a bunch of Caitlin Clark haters. They're all a bunch of jealous haters.
Yep.
They are just working themselves up about Caitlin Clark just to hate on her. Skylar Diggins is bumping her. Their girls are complaining on the bench. Referees are getting into it now. They're all a bunch of haters.
It's no wonder Kalia Copper is eager to leave, or that Kennedy Carter is seeking an exit, along with Marina Mabrey, Dana Evans, and Camila Cardoso, all wanting out. Some players genuinely want to play basketball. Not everyone is caught up in podcasting, becoming influencers, or acting. Some are in the WNBA to actually play basketball and excel as professional athletes. Instead of working on her free throws, honing her post moves, or improving her mid-range game, Angel Reese seems preoccupied with wicked commercials. Honestly, it's a decent commercial, but I'm not sure why it's making its way to theaters.
As a post player, is her efficiency a little bit lower, especially around the room, than you would like it to be? Is that an area of growth for Angel Reese in the future? Absolutely it is. But you cannot use that as a metric to criticize what she's doing in a historic way on the glass on both ends of the floor.
Another Broadway show is about to be messed up by turning it into a movie. It is what it is. It seems like there's more focus on being unapologetically Angel instead of really putting in the work on your game. It's kind of sad. The Indiana Fever crushed the Chicago Sky, winning 100-81, but the worst part was the stat padding, the fake stats. You ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street? Think of Matthew McConaughey's character in the double-double. It's all a sham. It's not genuine. If we're being real, it's a participation double-double. 19 out of those 23 double-doubles were basically handed to her by the other team.
Caitlin Clark is taking over this league. And every passing game that she does something awesome, it makes the decision to leave her off the Olympic team that much stupider.
I've got to, I was over the weekend seeing the return of the W, seeing how great she is still.
She's already set the rookie assist record.
She's better. Like the month off that the Team USA gave her, when she was, and by the way, I was thinking that as they were in danger in the gold medal game, like how would they have handled that?
19 of those 23 double-doubles came from either the other team's mistakes or her being left in during garbage time just to inflate those numbers. That's a disrespect to the game. It goes against everything you say about not caring about Rookie of the Year, individual stats, or double-doubles.
And, before last night's game against the Phoenix Mercury, I think in her previous 5 games, she had shot 29% from the field. And unfortunately, I've watched these games because I'm now watching Angel Reese as well. And she can't make, all of her shots are within 2, 3, 4 feet, and she can't make 29% of them. Here's where I'll give Angel Reese credit. And this is why I'm saying she would be getting celebrated had she not attached herself to Caitlin Clark.
Jay-Z once said, "We don't believe you. You need more people." Angel Reese, we're not buying it. Your devoted fan base might be on board, but those of us who think critically aren't convinced. With just under 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark nails a couple of free throws, pushing the Indiana Fever to a 98-71 lead. If you pay attention, you'll notice they swapped Michaela Onyenware for Diamond DeShields, Damiris Dantas for Aaliyah Boston, and Victoria Vivians for Clark. Yet Angel Reese is still on the court. Fast forward to 3:23, then 2:41. Finally, Camila Cardoso is taken out, but Angel Reese stays in. We even pull Lexi Hull, and still, Angel Reese is chasing that elusive double-double, trying to rack up enough points. With 2 minutes remaining, she's flailing around in the paint, looking for fouls just to inflate her stats. At 42 seconds, she finally draws a foul, heads to the line, and secures her 23rd double-double of the season, all while ESPN and the WNBA hype this absurdity. Having watched most of the Sky games and every Fever game, those double-doubles seem to be detrimental to the team and locker room. Sure, let's help Angel Reese get her double-double, even if it disrupts team dynamics. Rachel Bannum pointed out in the post-game chat, if getting your butt kicked doesn't motivate you to step up, then we need to take a long look in the mirror. It was supposed to be Barbie night, but honestly, it turned into Caitlin Clark night, with the opposing fans cheering for her in what was meant to be enemy territory. Knock on wood. Fans gave her a standing ovation as she left the court with 3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining, marking her third 30-point game this season. And in what's supposed to be enemy territory, she receives this kind of farewell. Is this really enemy territory? Because I saw tons of Caitlin Clark jerseys in downtown Chicago today. Absolutely. The Caitlin Clark jersey is becoming the WNBA's equivalent of a Yankee hat. No matter where you look, you see Caitlin Clark fans, Indiana Fever supporters, her jerseys and Fever t-shirts all over the place. It felt like she was back in the NCAA tournament. On paper, it was a road game, but honestly, there were more Indiana Fever fans than Chicago Sky fans in the stands. This game couldn't have gone worse for the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark shines, the Indiana Fever takes the win, and Angel Reese just pads her stats during garbage time. How disappointing is that? To make matters worse, Caitlin Clark got knocked down by Diamond D Shields during the game, which was one of 2 flagrant fouls against her last night. Seriously, how is that considered a basketball play? What part of that resembles a basketball play? But again, we see how Teresa Weatherspoon runs things. This organization clearly isn't serious. It's no accident that in the 2 so-called rivalry games since the Chicago Sky faced the Connecticut Sun, Marina Mabrey, and now against the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark, we've witnessed some dirty plays and flagrant fouls from the Sky. This organization is a joke, a weak-minded group that allows their star player to skip interviews just because she might face tough questions. An organization that lacks control over its players. And then there's Kennedy Carter out there, hip-checking Caitlin Clark and saying, hey, I don't want to play today, I'll play tomorrow. Who's really in charge over there? Kennedy Carter or Teresa Weatherspoon? Angel Reese or Teresa Weatherspoon? I genuinely want to know who's making the decisions. The Chicago Sky are really upset right now. They're not thrilled because the Chicago Tribune or the Chicago Sun-Times has this on their front page. Foul Ball Sports, featuring Diamond DeShields hip-checking Caitlin Clark, the hit that everyone's talking about, and they're mad about it.
Angel Reese is paid to play in the paint. That is her position. That is where you made a Hall of Fame career, is to be efficient in the paint. And when she is ranked 49th out of 54 eligible WNBA players as far as field goal efficiency, there's not another forward/center that's lower than 30 in the WNBA. So what I said is I took that offensive rebound nugget, and what I did is I spun it forward to say we wouldn't have to have the conversation about offensive rebounds and if it's her teammates or if it's her offensive rebounds, if she was just more efficient down low when she had the opportunities. And that's where I said, in my estimation, Caitlin Clark is running away with Rookie of the Year because Angel Reese, yes, the numbers are inflated in a sense because she is not efficient where she has to be, which is down low where she's making her money.
Just so you know, I live in New Jersey. We don't have our own baseball team, just the Yankees. We don't have our own basketball team either. We have the Knicks or the Nets. Our football situation is a bit shaky too. We have the Jets covered by New York media and the Eagles by Philly media. If this is what gets Chicago Sky fans riled up, then you guys are the softest fans in the country. Yes, even softer than those in California, even softer than the LA media. If this gets you worked up, then you're definitely not ready for serious sports coverage.
Should there be a co-rookie of the year? Because Angel Reese is, of course, doing historical things with her double-doubles as a rookie, and Caitlin Clark already has set a million records and looks completely unstoppable, especially when it comes to dishing. And it feels like we are both on the same page here.
Not a shot. No, they're not equal.
Come on, Chicago Sky fans, stop being so weak. Maybe if you focused more on winning instead of padding stats, you'd actually win some games. But you were too busy inflating numbers. You traded away your best perimeter player, Kennedy Carter. Dana Evans asked for a trade, all for the sake of those fake double-doubles.
I think me and Angel would both give you the same answer, like, you don't wake up and think about individual awards. I know that's what all of you think we do. I know we don't. Like, that's what everybody wants to make this about. But, like, we both both of our teams are competing for playoff spots. Like, that's our main focus. That's a selfish thing to just care about an individual award, and she would give you the same exact answer. I'm sure she has given you the same exact answer.
Now it seems like Tamika Catchings, Nalissa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston, along with Dawana Bonner, said, "Today we're ending this Rookie of the Year race. We're playing defense. We won't give an inch, and we're putting this race to rest. The Rookie of the Year race is over." But now people are starting to realize, wait, has this stat padding been happening all season? Yes, has she been racking up double-doubles like this all season? Clark seems to be pulling ahead, and the gap grows with every game.
Not rookies of the year. It is the rookie who has had the biggest impact on their team, and it's unequivocally, and the odds are saying that it's even distancing itself even further, that it's Caitlin Clark. She is leading in all of the statistical categories as a rookie, minus rebounds. Obviously, Angel Reese is averaging a double-double, but the impact on the team, we are talking again at nauseum about Caitlin Clark leading as a rookie the Fever to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. They are ahead of the Chicago Sky. So I think, to me, if this is even breaching a conversation of splitting this, it might as well be, hey, you're a rookie, here's an award. You're also a rookie, here's just an award for being a rookie.
We don't wake up thinking about individual awards. I know that's what you all assume, but it's not our concern, Clark said before the game. Everyone tries to make it about that, but our teams are fighting for playoff spots, and that's our main focus. Our priority is winning basketball games, plain and simple. The results are evident. Indiana has won 3 straight games and 5 of the last 6. On Friday, the Fever recorded assists on 26 of their 32 field goals and committed just 11 turnovers, with Chicago scoring only 5 points off them. Honestly, it's just time. Clark said, "You need time to get a feel for your teammates. They need to understand you, and you need to understand them, and that took us a bit. I'm only going to get more comfortable as I play more games."
What does together mean? Man, oh man, when Caitlin Clark does something, everybody celebrates. When Caitlin Clark does something, there is no jealousy. Early in the year, I felt like we saw a lot of jealousy. I felt like we saw a lot of people kind of side-eyeing. The great Joby Wright, great player at Indiana, assistant coach Indiana basketball, used to call it under-eyeing. I'm under-eyeing you. I felt there was a lot of that going on with Caitlin Clark, but really since the end of the first half of the season, you don't see it anymore.
Chicago's struggles aren't Reese's fault. The Sky lack offensive firepower. Marina Mabry, who was traded before the Olympic break, is still their second leading scorer, and they haven't figured out how to close out tight games. They've lost 6 games by 4 points or fewer, including 3 during their current skid. On Friday, Chicago jumped out to a 13-point lead in the first quarter, but ended up losing by 19. They needed a 10-2 run in garbage time to make the score even that close. It's about not being able to execute down the stretch, and that's something we need to fix. Reese said before the game, "We don't want to keep losing. It's not a good feeling for anyone." Clark and Reese are set for long, successful careers, but they'll always be compared to one another, and at least for this season, Clark is ahead.
Ever going on in the league, I think it was just a new environment for her, and now she's figured it out, and that's what Caitlin.
No, it's not about Caitlin.
But
This
I
ain't
feel
about.
like she's playing, but I don't think the way people are playing her has changed. I think she has gotten better as the season went on.
Well, she was supposed to get better. No, I'm just talking about like even though like that
Because
hit.
you haven't even heard anybody talking about the over physicality and stuff anymore because she's giving that shit back now. She's figured it out.
Yeah, but like even like this, she gets hit and she walks. She don't make it a big deal because she's used to it now. But they're still gonna point it
right, and
out.